Hey everybody, it's Tori with Avalon Enchanted. Hope everyone is doing well. Sorry, running a little bit late. I got to bring in the Facebook people, but I just wanted to start the video right now um, for people who are catching this on YouTube. Um, we still have space available in the class that we're doing on April 14th. And there's some new things that I'm in the process of working on that I think are going to be rolling out in April as well. Some new things with Daffodil Days that are going to be a lot of fun that are coming up, and so much more. Let me go ahead and bring in the Facebook people. We'll go ahead and get this all started. Let's see. Hey everybody. I'm going to see if I can move this a little bit over here. So give me a second. There's been a lot going on lately, so my apologies on that. Stay. Perfect. All right, cool. So hope everybody is doing well. I'm Tori from Avalon Enchanted. I just need to share this real quick on my personal page. So my apologies on that. I just need to go to Facebook and this. We'll wait for some more people as well. Oh. Hey Deb, how are you? Just waiting for some more people to come in. Give me one sec. Okay, cool. And I can paste this to a couple different places. Okay. Awesome. All right. Now we're finally in business. So I am broadcasting on Facebook, and I'm also recording this onto Zoom. So the recording will be put up to YouTube shortly, probably tomorrow morning. That's where we usually will put in some extra, as I like to say, goodies with things that are going on. If there's any specials, if there's anything that we want to promote that or talk about. Sometimes we even do additional readings, additional talks on that feed that we actually record up to YouTube. So it's worth checking out. So we're doing the Ascended Illuminations reading for the week of Thursday, March 28th through April 3rd. And I hope everybody's been doing well with everything going on as people are getting ready for Easter. Um, woo, that flew out. So that's one that we're going to hold on to. Um, it's hard to believe. I don't quite know where March went, but it definitely went quickly. Um, we have some cool things that are coming up come in April. Here's another one. So what I'm doing is I'm using these oracle cards to see who would like to come forward. For those of you that are new to our format, what I do is I pull 3 oracle cards, and you choose one of the oracle cards. And based upon whichever card you choose, I actually do 3 readings, one for each of the cards one for each of the oracle cards rather. And based upon which oracle card you choose, that's your reading. So I'm just working on one more card to come out. And Emmanuel, okay. Not what I expected, but hey, who knew? All right, so who are we working with this week? We have Santa Mert, which is all about holy death. So this would be A. That's just the 6 o'clock whistle. We have Saint Expedite, which is all about immediacy. He looks angry. And then we have Emmanuel Swedenborg, who's all about spiritualism and spirituality. My thought is he's probably connected with the ascension magic process with the Victorian era. So that's where I'm thinking he's probably fitting in. So, which does make a lot of sense because there's definitely been a lot of energy going on. There's definitely been a lot of, and we're getting ready to go into a eclipse on the, what is it, on the 8th? No, we have a new moon on the 8th. I have to see when the eclipse is. So we just have a lot going on, and it's just one of those things where sometimes we have to just kind of ride it out in order to make sense of what's going on. So I'm going to start off by doing the first reading for Santa Mert, which is all about holy death. So when we talk about holy death, we talk about, in some cases, the shamanic side of things. We talk about things that may be old habits or parts of us that maybe we've either outgrown or need to change, that for all intents and purposes, we leave by the wayside, hence the idea of the holy death. So let's see what we got. Oh boy. I say oh boy because it's been a very long week and it's only Thursday. I will be in studio on Saturday. So if people are interested in a reading or want to check out the studio or are interested in scheduling a healing, like a second Reiki healing, I will be available on Saturday. I'm expecting to be there about 11 to 5. So come on down to Wickford. The address is 24 Brown Street. And we are in the same building with the pink parasol, and we have a brand new neighbor that's right in front of us. It's the they just moved. Harborside Artisans. So they just moved into the building in front of us. To get to our location, you actually go around the side of the building on Spink Street, and that's how you enter into our area. So definitely check it out. Hopefully weather, fingers crossed, weather will be nice on Saturday, hopefully, but we shall see. So let's see what we got going on for A. Got a lot, I'm gonna say, we got a fair amount of wands and we got a fair amount of swords. If you chose A, which as I mentioned is a tie-in to Holy Death, and it definitely looks very Day of the Dead, you know. We do have the Ten of Swords, which is really all about something coming to an end. You know, sometimes it's something that comes to an end that maybe we don't want it to work out that way, but sometimes we know that there are things that we need to do. It's been one of those things where we've had opportunities. We have been trying our best to try and stay afloat on things. However, it's just not working out. Okay. Some of the things that are showing up here, we have the Five of Swords, which it is definitely about defeat. It's definitely about you know, adversaries may rise, definitely about dishonor. So, you know, you may definitely feel like this coming week that you are feeling the energy really tremendously, and it's definitely going to hit you. I'm not going to lie. The information, or I should say, the energy for this week for our first one, we're on A, Pamela, is definitely going to hit if you've just selected A. We have the Three of Coins, which is certainly about things coming, people coming together. It's about people that are having, you know, basically almost like a rejuvenation, a rebirth, a regrowing. Okay. So I think once you really kind of set the mindset of, yeah, there may be some things that we need to let go of, then I think you're going to find that some of the things that are going to be, you're going to be better off than you think you are. Okay. As far as some of the other things that are concerned, we do have the Seven of Wands, which, you know, is definitely challenge, but it also can be overcoming obstacles. So I think you're going to have to kind of work hard in order to kind of keep your head above water, and in order to keep yourself moving in the right direction. In this case, what I'm going to say is it doesn't make sense to go backwards. Okay. It really doesn't make sense to go backwards. It's going to require a lot in terms of allowing yourself to kind of work through what's been going on, um, allowing yourself the permission to let go of what has not been working, and also know that there's a lot that's available to you, but it would require you to maybe look at things in a different light. Okay. Um, I think that it's going to be a little bit of a heady week, so don't get too stuck in your head, literally. We do have the Five of Wands, which is all about kind of, well, being dissatisfied, or maybe not necessarily kind of, again, working the way that you want it to. So I think you're going to have to really just say, you know what? This is a week where it's not the typical norm. It's not going to be something that is going to be, you know, that I can count on. I'm going to find that it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, and it's pushing you outside of your comfort zone, you know? So that is something that I think you're going to have to really kind of take into consideration if you chose A, and we're still on A. All right. Um, there's also a need to just really be conserving things, whether it be conserving money, whether it be conserving your energy, or even your connections. I think that this is going to be something that you need to kind of dig in and kind of really focus on in order to allow yourself to get past what has been going on, because it's kind of like, you know, what's been going on, and this is the actual, I'm going to say, breaking apart of some of this stuff. So I pull another card. We have the Hierophant, which is all about um completion and compassion. Um it's also something where, you know, there may be some things that might not necessarily fit your normal way of doing things. You might find that something that is usually very traditional that you're being asked to do might not necessarily be something that works for you. Okay. So that's certainly something to kind of take into consideration. Hey there, Karen. We're on A, just so everyone knows. Okay. So it's gonna feel weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna feel weird. There are gonna be moments where you're really kind of focusing on the past, you're focusing on past influences, maybe you're gonna be rehashing what went down, how things went down. Again, that is not productive. Okay. Yes, there are times when you definitely need to address issues from the past and turn them into something that's no longer scary, and that turns into something productive that you can use and move forward with. But I feel like with this, where your mindset might be is more so in the wounding, okay? More so in the wounding of where your head is at from what you've been through. It's almost like a PTSD. Hey, Cindy. So what I am going to say is just be really, really careful with that. Um, it's one of those things where there's going to be parts of you that, are going to change. We are all about evolution and evolving and growing and leveling up energetically. So with that being said, you may find that what you did and what you would normally work with or gravitate toward might not necessarily work for you in this particular way. So you're going to have to really think outside the box and be open to feeling uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable, bottom line, growth is uncomfortable. I think a lot of people are going to be going through a major growth spurt, energetically speaking, in the next few months. And I feel like this is kind of like the tip of the iceberg. It's almost like we have the eclipse that's kind of like kicking everything off. And then we have just people that are finding themselves changing relationships, changing what they're doing, like jobs, changing their outlook on things, changing friends, changing groups of friends. So you're going to find that this is going to be something that if you haven't experienced it lately, or if you haven't experienced it before, it's gonna feel really, it's gonna feel a lot rougher than say someone that has maybe experienced something along these lines before. But what I am gonna say is just dig deep. There's a brand new beginning. There's a lot to give yourself a lot of credit for, and you're at the beginning of a meaningful experience. Just allow it to unfold. If you fight it, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be painful. So you're better off kind of going for the ride and allowing it to flow through you in order to get to the end of where you need to be. Okay, so that's for A. Let's take a look and see what B. B is Saint Expedite, which is all about immediacy, and it's a Roman soldier. So let's see why we have a Roman soldier stepping up. So let's see what else is going on. So I'm looking at my calendar. That's why I'm looking up. Cindy's going to be in studio on Friday. So if you're off this Friday, she will be available. She'll be available for readings. The studio will be open. We do carry things like crystals, hand poured candles, crystal crowns, some tarot and oracle decks, oils, like Moldavite oil, Awen oil, what else? Merlin oil, and then something called elimination oil. So those are some things that are definitely available. Crystals make great Easter gifts. Just saying. Definitely check out Friday and Saturday. I will be in the studio on Saturday from 11 to 5. Okay. And I will be available for readings as well. So I'm actually going to be at the Murray Unitarian Universalist Church Holistic Fair on Saturday, April 6th in Attleboro. So that's at 505 North Main Street in Attleboro from 10 to 4. I'll be offering readings, and I'll also be offering mini Sekam Reiki healing sessions. I'm going to be then teaching the Celtic runes, which are actually called ogams or ohms. And that is something that the Celts would use as a language. It's also something that the Celts would use as divination tools. So we're going to be doing that on Sunday the 7th. We have Daffodil Days coming up. So Wickford is going to be busy. Wickford is going to be quite busy. We have the Sip and Stroll, which is on Thursday the 11th. We have a lot of cool events that are coming up on the 13th throughout the village, as well as the 14th, horse-drawn carriages. I understand there's going to be some fun little furry animals that are going to be there for people to pet. There's going to be an adoption event for dogs. There's going to be some studios, a lot of studios that are going to be open. A lot of shops are going to be open. Our neighbors, what is it? Harborside Artisans is going to be open. And they just moved from further down the street up to where we are. So they're definitely worth checking out. Do a little bit of Easter shopping. You might see the Easter bunny that might be there. So just saying, it's very family friendly too. So what else do we got going on? So I'm actually going to be doing table tipping at A Touch of Magic on April 16th. If you're not sure where A Touch of Magic is, it's actually in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. So I would say go to the A Touch of Magic Facebook or their webpage rather, and you can actually purchase your ticket that way. I'm also going to be teaching a class on the Divine Feminine on Saturday the 20th. Cindy's actually going to be doing a really cool class, which is going to be perfect for people that are just in the process of kind of going through things, going through energy, kind of finding their way, that's new to this path. So she's going to be working with people on the evening of Wednesday the 24th of April. So that's going to be really, really good. And then we're bringing back celebrity table tipping. So what is celebrity table tipping? Celebrity table tipping is where we will usually bring forward some of my spirit team are well known. And they definitely have some really interesting friends. So they will bring forward some friends who are celebs. So that one's always interesting and fun to check out. I'm also going to be teaching a crystal class on Saturday the 27th. It's actually going to be Crystals 101. So we have a lot going on. We have it's action packed is what I'm going to say. So definitely check it out. I would say make sure you follow us on Eventbrite because that's where we put all of our events that are going on. Okay. Definitely keep an eye on us on Facebook and or Instagram. Threads, if you do Threads, we're putting stuff up on Threads. And also all of our videos that we do for the Ascended Illuminations are then taken and put up on the YouTube page, which is under Tori McNally. So definitely check those out. All right, so B, the Saint Expedite. Let's see. So it's interesting because we have the 10 of Cups that's covered by the King of Wands. So this is someone that definitely can be an overall just a good partner, a good husband or good father. Ahead of us, we do have the Six of Coins, which is all about philanthropic charity, generosity. So right now, this reading is showing is very, very positive in a very good way. So we do have a lot of great things that are coming in. It looks like from what I'm seeing that's underneath or even behind, you are seeing the Chariot, which is all about forward movement. You are seeing some new opportunities that have recently come in, and you're finding that you're in a good place for a lot of these things. Okay. Again, we have the Magician, which is someone that's very creative, someone that's also maybe starting out a little bit on a new project. They have all their tools in front of them, so they have a lot of spontaneity, they have a lot of willpower. They are working on something new, they're very excited about it, and they're learning, okay? We also have the Death card, which is all about transformation. It's also all about clearing away the old to make room for something new and wonderful to grow. Okay. For me, I feel like you're gonna find that things from your past may fall by the wayside. Okay. Things that maybe you haven't necessarily been focusing on because of your forward movement that you've been really trying to do and trying to make strides in, um, you're going to see a lot more results. Um, so with that being said, the death card is all about something changing. Okay. But, we also look at something changing, for the good. We don't always want to say, hey, it's changing for the bad, because a change can be very positive. And sometimes the change may feel negative, but really we know it's something that we need to go through, even if we know that we feel uncomfortable with it. Okay. Um, in the emotional house, I'm seeing the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about just really being in a good place. It's also about being patient. It's also all about um being mature, and but really showing your confidence. Now I do have the Tower card. So I usually liken that to a change, to some sort of shift. So you may find that this week that there may be a knock with some of the confidence that you've been building, but what I'm going to say is do not allow that to deter you, okay? Even though you've been really kind of going on a really good trajectory, and you've been really in the process of letting go what you don't need, and you've been just really focusing on some new things, um, you may find that there maybe it's people from your life that are kind of trying to rock the boat in order to make some waves for you. Um, don't let them, because you are much more accomplished than you think. Okay. So what I'm going to say is anticipate being one or two steps ahead of them while you're in this new creative process. Okay. So if there's somebody in particular that is around that, you know, it, many times likes to try and throw you off your game, just anticipate it. Just know, I almost feel like it's going to be one of those weirdo things where they're being affected by the energies of everything that's going on this week. And that's going to translate into how they interact and how they treat other people. Okay. But to me, this is really the soldier that's moving forward and is also keeping up his guard and is making ground, you know? He's not looking back. He is moving forward and he's determined. You can do this. Um, the Eight of Swords does come up. So that is something that also can be something that is, you may find that you might be called out for some things, or you might be calling somebody else out. All right. I feel like communication may be a little bit difficult, which it could be why we're looking at the Eight of Swords, which is why we're looking at the Wheel of Fortune in terms of cycles, beginning and ending. Okay. Um, just be advised that with this energy, with people that are around you, especially as maybe you're opening up or as you are doing your work, some of those people might not understand what you're doing or why you're doing it, um, or they're sticking their nose in where it doesn't belong. All right. So just know that, and don't allow yourself to get caught up in that. I think that's going to be something that's really critical. We also have the Six of Swords, which is also all about a journey. And it's funny, I don't know if you have any trips planned for this week for people who've chosen B, but to me, this is about overcoming difficulties, overcoming some of these things that have been kind of thrown in your path, and allowing yourself to move through them with success. Um, it's like one of those things where you put the work in, then you can kind of pat yourself on the back and be like, yeah, I got from point A to point B and I worked hard at it. So, celebrate your milestones. Celebrate your journey, celebrate what you need to celebrate in order to help you move through this energy and along this whole path. And for those of you that's wondering why you hear something caterwauling, that would be my cat. There he is. So people who've chosen B, I'm just saying to really focus on staying the course. I'm saying really focus on don't allow little things to kind of derail you, because you're going to find that some of these things that you're dealing with are more so of a nuisance, and it's more so of an issue with somebody else, not with you. Okay? So keep that in the back of your mind. Let's take a look at C, which is Emanuel Swedenborg, and it's all about spirituality. So let's see what's going on with that. So one of the things I want to just quickly talk about while I'm in the process of reshuffling is the Egyptian class that Muhammad and I have just rolled out. We are actually doing another Egyptian class on Sunday, April 14th, which is going to be focusing on a lot of the different gods and goddesses. So think Isis, think Osiris, think Hathor, a lot of the different original stories, and certainly in Egypt, in ancient Egypt, many people believed that all of these gods were there to assist the individuals, the people. So they would have their different altars, their different shrines, and there would be specific gods for certain things, you know? So we're going to be talking about all of that. My friend Mohammed is an Egyptologist who will be coming to us live from Luxor, Egypt. And he is going to be working with us with a lot of this information. There's also going to be question and answer time frame for people to ask questions on a lot of these things. And then we're also going to be, we're doing some work with guided meditation in order to help us really connect with some of these gods and goddesses. So it's definitely going to be a great opportunity. The last class we did was about really focusing on the cosmology of the original myths that deal with Egypt, in particular the creation myths. So this is kind of like the next logical step to kind of give us an idea of what, spiritually speaking, is tied in with the gods and goddesses, and how we can use it, how we can work with it. Okay. All right. So take a look at the third one. You know, it's funny, I'm using a really old deck of mine. It's actually a deck my grandmother gave me. It was my actual my starter deck. It's I don't know why. I was just told to use it. So I'm using it. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so behind us and underneath us, we have the devil. We also have the Seven of Swords, which is kind of like one of those things where we've been through the war and we've kind of gotten to the point where we know we need to move forward. We know we need to go on to better sailing, and get out of some of the choppiness that we've been through. Okay. So we do have the Eight of Cups covered by the Queen of Swords. You know, the Queen of Swords is usually someone that is intensely perceptive. She's very smart. She can be a little on the sharp side, hence that's why she's the Queen of Swords. So I don't know if there's somebody in particular that you're finding that you need to kind of separate yourself from, but that might very well be the case. We also have in front of us the Queen of Wands, which is all about sympathy and understanding and friendliness. It's kind of like you may find that there's people that have been surrounding you that maybe their tongue has been very, very sharp lately. And you're finding that you are looking toward other people, other like-minded individuals who are going to be able to help with much more meaning in your life. Okay. Again, we have the Eight of Swords, which is to some degree about, working through some crises, working through some turmoil. So there is some work to do. So it's one of those things where um we have a lot of swords, not gonna lie. Um, but the swords are something that can cut us or protect us. And I feel in this case, we need to use the swords to cut ourselves away from what's not serving us, what's not in our highest and best. Okay. And that's something that we need to really kind of focus on. You have the opportunity to um find, whether it be an individual or find an element of yourself that is focusing more on you and the self-care for you in order to take the steps that you need and to get out of whatever rut you've been in, or whatever scenario that has definitely been sharp that you've been in. Okay. Wheel of Fortune is all about destiny and outcome. So it's like, you can kind of look at things in a couple of different ways. And honestly, it's all in terms of how you're viewing yourself and your situation. Okay. You can either view yourself as being poor, woe is me. I can't, I'm stuck. I can't get out of my own way. I don't know how to move forward. Or you grow from these moments and find the love and the peace and the happiness in yourself and in people around you to help you grow and to help you um, gain your confidence. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords, which is strength. Um, what I am hearing is don't rush into some things. Okay. Be cautious. Don't have some knee-jerk reactions that causes you to just kind of go blindly into things without thinking some things through. We also have the Emperor, who is, I don't know if there's a male in particular that you're finding that's very calming for you, that is very supportive of you, but that may very well be the person that you serve as your sounding board, which is certainly something that's definitely, doable. If there's somebody that is really great and calming and they kind of keep you grounded, then they're the ones that you're going to need to kind of help you work through some of this stuff. Okay. If they are connected with some of the stuff that's happened in the past, then, you may need a different sounding board. But if there's somebody else that you kind of connect with to help you, um, I'm almost hearing pep talk, and really being focused on being positive. Um, Also really being focused on seeing your journey, seeing the steps that you have made in order to kind of help free yourself from some of the stuff that had been going on. That's what's showing up. And it's almost like they're going to be there to assist you and to help you really find who you are. We have the Nine of Coins when we have the Three of Cups. So we have the Three of Cups, which is all about problem solving, resolution. Things come to fulfillment. So I don't know if this is somebody that is a new relationship and you're finding that the people that maybe you were focusing on were not the best influences for you, and this new person that is in your life, or maybe is coming into your life, is going to help you kind of see those things. Okay. They're going to help you realize that you are somebody that's important. You do have value. You are able to really see the goodness inside of yourself, okay? Because I feel like a lot of that other stuff was coming from people or situations that were purposely being done to kind of drag either you down or drag a situation down, right? So this is going to be something that is really kind of letting you take control of things, learning to trust, learning to um, look at things from different perspectives. And those are going to be really important this week. Okay. So we have the Six of Swords, which can very well be a journey. It can, I don't know if there is any sort of trip that's planned this week. But it's going to be one of those things where you're going to find it's been really, it's going to be a good trip. You know, it's going to be something that is going to be needed in order to help you recalibrate your composure to really kind of see how far you've come, okay? Want to go now to the Nine of Coins or the Nine of Pentacles. Again, that's a huge focus on accomplishment, being confident, also using your discernment, okay? You may find that there may be some moments where you also maybe need to use your discretion on some things. um, there are going to be some things that maybe you pick your battles on, okay? But I think overall, you're going to find that you have a lot more inside of you that is much more capable of handling some of the craziness that maybe went down. Um, and I think you're going to really kind of like who you are once you're able to really kind of make some strides and get away from some of that energy. Okay. So what I'm going to say is don't allow it to kind of drag you back in. All right. And I also feel like you don't necessarily need to even consider going back. All right. Um, Sometimes change, as I said before, change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable, but it is so important. And it is so satisfying when we have really done what we've needed to do and we've seen our progress. Okay. The last card I also want to talk about is the Knight of Wands, which is a journey, advancement into the unknown. If I'm going to pull another card, I have the Six of Coins. Again, that's a focus on generosity. It's also a focus on um, being surrounded by people who are there to kind of help guide you and you know cheer you on. All right. So this may be a departure from some of the things that maybe you've kind of been stuck in or some of the mud that you've been stuck in. um but this new growth is going to be really huge for you. All right. And it may very well also be tied to your spirituality. You know, it may very well be tied to relationship stuff. But you may also find, especially with a lot of this energy that's around and is coming in, especially this week, that there are going to be things that open up for you that you're going to be exploring in a good way, and that you may necessarily not known that you could do before. All right, as we're leveling up, as this ascension process is happening, and we're jumping into the 5D, you know, you're going to be pleasantly surprised, and you're going to find that more and more synchronicities are going to happen, more and more moments of, wow, I knew that. You know, use your discernment, trust your gut, um, celebrate the accomplishments. You know, this is all really important to do, especially if you're at the very beginning of a spiritual journey, you know. One of the other things I want to say about people who might be at the beginning of a spiritual journey is that you don't have to go it alone. Okay. There are certainly people that are out there that are there to help guide you and to help you develop your best and potential. So keep that in the back of your mind. Um, so that is it for our ABC reading. Again, we got the class for the Egyptian class that's coming up on the 14th. I got the Unitarian Universalist Church Fair coming up on the 6th. We got Daffodil Days coming up again from the 11th through the 14th. So that will be a really fun event in the village. Definitely come and check us out. Friday with Cindy, Saturday with me. What else? There are going to be some other things that are coming up. Check and make sure that you're liking and following our page on Eventbrite, because we put up a whole bunch of new stuff for April, and I think we're probably going to be starting to put some stuff up for May soon. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Again, Cindy's going to be doing her Awaken class on April 24th, which is great, like I said, for people that are just in the process of kind of finding their way within the spiritual community. And it's nice to know that there's other people that are out there that have gone through what you've gone through, and again, are there to help guide you. Okay. If you're interested in my SECM program, which I do, where we work with Sekhmet. It is a coaching program that helps us really kind of reclaim our inner space. It also helps us walk through the fires in order to help us with our own personal healing journey, and to really help us stand in our voice, stand in our energy, to be able to be comfortable and confident in who we are. Okay. So if people are interested in learning more about that, by all means, hit me up. I will be around and can certainly share that information with you. If people are interested in learning tarot, by all means, let me know, because I am actually thinking about launching a tarot class probably in May. So if you're interested in taking tarot, I actually offer a 6 section class, or six unit class, where we go through learning how to read tarot intuitively. And we break it down into small chunks. You know, I know that there's some people that feel that they can teach tarot in like 2-3 hours. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. There's just so much. There's just so much. But breaking it down into 6 classes, the equivalent of about 12 hours worth of work, definitely is doable, you know. So that's something that we're going to probably be, I feel, launching for May. What else? Got some other things coming up. I think that there's also going to be a really special class, which I would like to do probably end of April, early May as well. That is going to be details on Sekhmet. So if you've heard me speaking of Sekhmet before and have been wondering who on earth she is, why is Tori working with her, what's so special about her, we are going to be covering all of that in a online class that is going to be able to answer a lot of that, and also connect with her and connect with her energy. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. We will see you later. And I got to go downstairs and start making dinner. So take care, everybody. Have a fabulous evening, and catch you later. So don't forget to check out the replay when I get it up on YouTube. Okay, bye. So while that uploads, I want to talk to you. I wanted to do a reading specifically to kind of cover the energies specifically of just the eclipse, what to expect with the energy of the eclipse. You know, I can't remember if the eclipse is the 4th or the 8th. I'm drawing a blank, but you know, I feel like as this eclipse is getting closer and closer, more and more people are really kind of getting affected by energies that maybe they're not necessarily prepared for. I feel like there's going to be a lot of cosmic stuff that comes in that people might not necessarily be able to explain. And I also feel like there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be opening up and waking up from this as well. So I wanted to do that special reading. So let's see what we got. We got the Eight of Swords and we got the Knight of Swords. We got the Page of Wands, Four of Coins above us, the Eight of Coins. Okay, what else? Death. All right. Two of Cups, Queen of Swords, Nine of Coins, Three of Cups, Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups. All right, let's talk a little bit about this energy. What are we seeing? So the first thing that I'm seeing is crisis, calamity, conflict, okay? So you're going to find that this energy of the eclipse that's already starting to come in and is going to peak with the eclipse. It's going to usher in a lot of really I don't want to say crazy stuff, but it's going to be stuff that's going to be rather disruptive. I do feel like there's going to be some disruption with electronics. I also feel like there's going to be disruption with the likes of if I say cell phone stuff, you understand what I mean. Things maybe not necessarily working, things that are close now. Things that are going to be knocked offline. And I almost feel like this is going to be something. So the eclipse is going to be something that's used as almost like a cover for some of this other stuff that's coming in that is almost galactic. All right. It's like it's opening some stuff up and they're using this opportunity to kind of right in. Right. So keep that in mind. Things are going to get a little bit wacky, folks. Buckle up. We do have the Death card, transformation, followed by the Two of Cups, which is new beginnings, partnerships and things like that. All right. So what I am going to say is do not rush into things. Okay. We have the King of Cups, who is definitely creative, very generous. If it's a relationship, don't go barreling into the relationship. Give yourself some time. I am feeling that there's going to be a lot of people that feel like they're under pressure and that there's going to be people that are going to be rather snappy, people that are going to be rather inconsiderate of other people's feelings, wants, and needs. All right. So I almost feel like there's going to be this shift into, I don't want to say survival mode, but they're going to be putting their own needs first. All right. So keep that in mind. There are going to be some people that are also with really sharp tongues. Very intensely perceptive. But be careful. They are brutally honest and they are willing to tell you the honest truth, even if it hurts. And sometimes they'll tell you the truth because they want to hurt you. All right. So just keep that in mind, especially with this eclipse energy and stuff. As far as the personal house is concerned, again, we got the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about really making sure that you are, thinking things through. You're using your discernment. You're using your discretion. You are keeping everything in reserve, kind of close to the vest. So it's nearby. It's handy. I would probably maybe not necessarily do a lot with big investment stuff going on at the moment, is what I'm hearing. But so keep where you are right now. But in the emotional house, definitely, focus on your confidence. It's also going to be a moment of reflection. So maybe there are going to be some things that kind of percolate up to the surface that may kind of throw you for a loop. All right, just keep that in mind. Again, we do have the Three of Cups, which is all about resolution. It's all about conclusion. So, you may find that some of this stuff, things and people are going to be peeling off that you don't need in your life. So it may very well be that there's a huge cleanup that you're going to be doing. And I almost feel like it's going to be on a couple of different levels. It's not just physical cleaning, but I do feel like that's going to be something that's going to be big. But it's also going to be cleaning out, a lot of stuff with the social media, cleaning out stuff with interpersonal relationships and communication, right? And I almost feel like this is going to be a real departure for you. It's going to be something that is really going to take you into the unknown, um, which is definitely going to be scary. It's almost like you're going to find yourself kind of looking at things differently, maybe going out on your own a little bit more to kind of help find your true calling, or your true voice. So that's going to be something to keep in mind. We do have the Four of Swords, which is telling me to make sure that you are giving yourself enough downtime. You're also giving yourself enough of self-care. You're really focusing on your eating, you're focusing on your water intake, you're focusing on making sure that you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you get enough sleep for this week, during this eclipse time, okay? Because that's going to be what helps you get through this. That's what's going to be what helps you as you're in the process of leveling up. That's going to be allowing you to help integrate in a lot of this new energy that definitely feels a little weird, but needs to come in because it needs to drop in. All right. And in order for it to drop in and be able to understand it, you're going to just have to kind of maybe slow some things down. Maybe take some downtime for yourself, maybe even do some day trips or even some weekend getaways or something even a little bit more. Okay. It's interesting because we have the Queen of Cups here too. And you may find that there are new friendships that are going to be sprouting. It could very well be people that you already know. It could be very well people that you have just kind of met, but they feel like you've known them forever. All right. Again, I pulled another card and I got new invention. I got creation, enterprise, gain. So there's a lot of good stuff. Just allow things to come in, allow yourself time to do what you need to do, kind of really focus on stripping away the varnish on what's not needed. There's a lot more that's coming in for you that's going to be in here for your personal good and your personal gain than not. But in order to do that, there's stuff that needs to out. All right. So take care of that. Take care of yourself. If you're on the fence about wanting to take some classes, some metaphysical classes, this is a great time. All right. Because this is going to be something that will give you an opportunity to really dig in and start to learn and understand what this energy is all about, how to work with it, and so on. Because I really find that there's a lot of people that are very in tune, but they just don't always know how to go about things, you know? So that's something that we want to definitely, remember, right? So take care. If you need some time to yourself, if you need some time away or just downtime, take it. Because there's going to be people that are not necessarily doing that and they're not getting the messages and they're a little bit scattered. Okay. So the scatteredness, as I'm going to say, it is going to be what it feels like that's coming in with this energy, with the eclipse. Again, I do feel a lot of this is galactic. Some of it's good, some of it's not good. I feel like the good stuff is coming in, is definitely going to help the planet, is definitely going to help the consciousness of the planet. But I also feel some of the funky stuff, I'm going to say, I don't want to say bad stuff, but stuff that's like challenging or that bogs us down. There's going to be stuff that comes in or sneaks in with all the good stuff to kind of stir the pot. So keep that in mind. All right, folks, I got to get going. But take care. Have a great evening. You can reach me at tori@avalonenchanted.com. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram. Please remember to follow us and like us on Eventbrite, as well as all the other social medias. And I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.